Hi, this is Alexander Marquez, and today I want to talk to you about a topic that is very important to understand if you want to transform your life this year and you want to reach a new level of success. And today I want to talk about risks. Do you take risks in your life, or do you live in fear of taking risks? Because successful people, they have learned that in order to escape the ordinary lifestyle of the people that live in mediocrity, they have to take risks. If you don't take risks, you're not gonna achieve the great things that are possible in your life. You just have to discipline yourself to just go for it. What is it that you want to do in your life? I mean, the reason people don't take risks is because they live in constant fear. They live in fear, but what is it that causes fear? Well, the thing that causes fear is the lack of not having the knowledge and not having the skills. That is why unsuccessful people live in fear, and they're not willing to take the risks that are going to take them to the top. So, in order to defeat that fear, you have to educate yourself. You have to grow your knowledge, because this is going to give you confidence. Because when you have the knowledge to do something, you do it because you know exactly what you're doing. When you don't have the knowledge, you're afraid to take the risk because you're afraid you're going to be taking actions that are going to be ignorant actions that are going to lead you to a tough situation. So in order to motivate yourself to be more risk oriented, to be able to take more risk, is you have to grow your knowledge, you have to grow your skills. And what are the some what is it that causes people to fear? Well, what causes them to fear is that the fear of the unknown. For example, when it comes to perhaps doing some kind of business, some kind of business opportunity, people are afraid to, for example, if it requires an investment to start a business, the way people reason in their mind is, well, what if I invest in this business and I lose all of my money and I don't succeed? Well, the reality is that you don't know for sure that that's going to happen, but people that don't like taking risks, they assume in their minds that the worst is going to happen. But this is what stops you from reaching the success that is possible, because instead of automatically assuming that the worst is going to happen, you have to look at all the angles. You have to look at, what if the best happens? Have you ever considered that maybe the worst is not going to happen and the best is going to happen? And if you think about it, most of the things that you fear are going to happen in your life end up not happening. Usually the worst doesn't happen. If you examine the history of your life, it's usually something entirely different than what you fear ends up happening. So why not go for it? Why not take that risk? Think about it. What if you invest $1,000 to start some kind of business? What if the worst happens? What's the worst that's gonna happen? You lose your $1,000. What if the best happens? What if that business turns into $1 million business? Can you see how the risk is totally worth it? Because if you lose that $1,000, it's not gonna break you for the rest of your life. So the key is to take calculated risks. So in this scenario, yes, if you lose $1,000, you might be in a temporary tough situation, but you have to examine that the reward outweighs the risk, and you just have to go for it. But you take calculated risks based on the knowledge that I already discussed. But unfortunately, that fear that I mentioned to you is what keeps people down. And what are the fears? What are the fears that keep people down? Well, most people, they're afraid to fail. For some reason, they would rather just play it safe. Maybe it's the pride that is built inside of us, but it's that fear of failure that keeps people from trying. And a lot of people do try, maybe once or twice, but once they fail, they don't like that feeling, so they just don't try again. But see, this is where successful people understand that failure is part of the journey to success. So what successful people do is they learn from their failures and they take action again. And even if they fail again, they continue to get better until it gets to the point that they succeed. So you must not let failure stop you. You have to learn from failure and move forward and continue. Even if you continue to fail, don't look at it as failure. Look at it as you're learning what doesn't work and you're getting closer to discovering what does work. So that's the fear of failure is one of the things that stops people. The next thing that stops people is the fear of rejection. For some reason, we all seem to have inside of us this fear of being rejected. We want to be accepted. We want to be accepted, but think about the people that surround you and the people that are negative in your life. Let's say you come up with a business idea and people automatically start being negative towards you. Think about the people that surround you and what kind of success they have achieved. For the most part, you'll notice that these people that are being negative to you have never taken the risk in their life, and they're now preaching to you about not taking the risk because you're going to fail. So because you're afraid of their rejection, you limit yourself and you don't take the actions that you should be taking to change your life. Well, what I want to tell you in this video is that you just have to stop caring what mediocre people think. I know it sounds harsh, but it's the reality. You know, the people that criticize you, they're not going to pay your bills. They're not going to create a better life for your children and your loved ones. You just have to block out the negativity, even if it's close friends. I don't care. It doesn't matter. You just have to go for it. You have to take the risk. You have to stop caring what people think. Let me ask you a question. Do you care more about reaching your dreams and leaving a legacy behind for your loved ones and your children? Or do you care more about what mediocre people are going to say about you? The way you answer those questions is going to determine your chances of success. So stop caring what people think. Stop caring about rejection. You know, even if people tell you no when you promote your business, it doesn't matter, because every no is getting you closer to a yes. You have to go through the numbers, go through the rejection, and to find the yeses that are going to take you to the next level. So that's another fear that stops people. And the final fear that stops people is people are afraid to lose what the little they have. They develop this scarcity mindset where they don't want, for example, when it comes to succeeding in business, they don't want to invest in a business because they just want to hold on to whatever they have. But is what you have really that much? I mean, if you're afraid to lose what little you have, then definitely you're not ready to have much more, because you have a scarcity mindset. You feel that once you lose what little you have, you're never going to get it back. But if you study the life of successful and wealthy individuals, many of them went broke multiple times, but they were able to recover their wealth and even increase it in a dramatic way, because they did not have a fear of loss. They did not have a scarcity mindset. They had a mentality of abundance. So you have to stop being afraid to lose what little you have, and you have to take the risk and have an abundance mindset that's going to take you to the top. And finally, what I want to end this video with is that just think about your life, right? The lifespan currently is about 80 years. So I don't know at what point, if you draw a line between the beginning of your life and 80 years, I don't know at what point you are in your life. You could be at any point within that line. You could be, somewhere in the 25% range. You can be in the middle. You can be 70% at 70% of your lifespan. Now, what I want you to think is, do you want to get to the end of your life, and do you want to reflect upon your life and be full of regrets about what you could have done with your life, or do you want to take action right now? Do you want to wake up and just live a life of risk, live a life of just going for it repeatedly? I want to challenge you to just go for what you want to do. Do not be afraid. Take risks, because at the end of the day, we're all going to die anyways. So why are you holding back? We're all going to the same place. We're all going to be 6 feet underground. So why not just go for it and leave a legacy behind? We can't take our money with us, but we can leave a legacy behind that'll last for generations. So just take risks, take action, and make it happen. This is Alexander Marquez. I want to challenge you to visit my blog at alexandermarquez.net. Click on the links that are below this video. The first link takes you to my blog. The second link takes you to my free newsletter and ebooks, where I'm going to teach you how to generate a full-time income through the power of the internet. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you on my next video. Take care.